Friday afternoon where I'm helping
did you
save,
want me to say
save
I love
this
being
show.
on with you?
Because where's Mike? You got me.
All right, let's take it from the top one more time if we could. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. Wilbon has the day off, so I am joined by our great friend and the host of the podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, Mr. Pablo Torre. Nice applause. Very nice. And we begin today with the Indiana Pacers coming from 15 points down in the fourth quarter and shocking Oklahoma City on a last-second shot by who else? Tyrese Halliburton. Oklahoma City was heavily favored in this game and heavily favored in this series. Pablo, what did last night say to you about this matchup?
That this is the story of this NBA season. Tyrese Halliburton, these Pacers, using those win probability charts where it looks like, wow, they're about to lose. It's 99.9% likely. And Tyrese Halliburton takes those graphs and he picks his teeth with them. He's done this every round. Tony, I'm in New York, You know this. I saw what he did to the Knicks. Yesterday on this show, you said, Novak Djokovic, sometimes you dislike a guy, you stand up from your couch and applaud. While you were asleep last night, I was standing up and applauding for a villain because this is the legend that is real. I don't know who's more clutch than him. I don't know a team that's had more comebacks like this than these Pacers. It is remarkable to watch happen in real time.
Yeah, let me give you some statistics when I get to that. Thank you for telling the world that I missed the game. I didn't miss the game, I missed the ending of the game. I did what any sane person on the East Coast would do. I stopped watching. And why? Because Oklahoma City was up by 15 points with 9 to go. And Oklahoma City going into this game was 43-7 at home. And Oklahoma City had the MVP of the league who was scoring a lot of points. So I said, okay, this game is over. And I got out. Right now, how do I feel about all of this now? If you were a person who, for example, picked Oklahoma City in 4 or 5, as long as you said 5, you still have a chance. Historically, there was a team, the Laker team, with Shaq and Kobe, got beat in the first game by the Philadelphia 76ers with Allen Iverson, and then swept the next 4 games. So that stuff happens. But Rick Carlisle is a crafty fellow. I don't know that that happens here. I think people have forgotten, and I think I forgot, how great Indiana was against the second-best team in the whole league. Cleveland beat them 4-1 in the playoffs. You mentioned these other things. We'll get to Halliburton in a second. This is the 5th time in these playoffs that Indiana has come back from being down at least 15 points. 5 times in these playoffs. That's 3 years. These playoffs. And Tyrese Halliburton is 6 of 7 in these playoffs when he is taking either a shot to tie or go ahead in the last 90 seconds, which is pretty good for the most overrated player in the league, right? And again, those people who voted him that should stand up and say, I'm an idiot, because look at what he's doing. He is, I think it's fair to say, he is on the verge of becoming legendary.
Oh, they should have to put a sign on their lawn that says how bad they got this. And by the way, Halliburton has always been a bit of a hood ornament for the all-NBA sort of a roster. He was with the Olympic team, never played, and we all agreed, of course, it's Tyrese Halliburton. He's just the other guy. He's now the star. Tony, he is the story of this postseason. He's doing things with a level of comfort under pressure, which to me is the greatest way to earn respect objectively. That to me is
it doesn't mean they're going to win.
Special.
It doesn't mean that Indiana is going to win this series. No, it doesn't mean that at all. But that was a stunner. That was a stunner.
It means that at least, we're going to be watching more basketball. We should watch some of this tennis though, because in the French Open, Tony, Novak Djokovic's improbable run came to a close this afternoon because he fell to number 1 seed Jannik Sinner in straight sets. On the other side of the draw, Carlos Alcaraz dropped the first set to Lorenzo Musetti, won the second in a tiebreak, bageled Musetti in the third, was up 2-0 in the fourth, and Musetti retired with a thigh injury. So it's going to be Sinner and Alcaraz on Sunday, Tony. Your reaction to today's results would be what?
Well, my first reaction to the Alcaraz match is I'm not a doctor. Well, I am a doctor. I'm not that kind of doctor. And I don't want to be too hard on Musetti. But he's doing great. He wins the first set, loses the second set in a tiebreak against a guy who has won majors. I mean, he looks really good. So they say it's a thigh injury. I'm sorry that it's a thigh injury. I'm sorry he didn't feel he could play anymore. I'm not going to impugn him in any way, but my sense is when I first heard about it was like, well, you don't get out of the semifinal in a major unless you're dead or vomiting all over the court. I mean, you hang in there. So I don't want to impugn him. And my reaction to Djokovic, and I watched a lot of this match. And it's well known I'm not a big fan of Djokovic's. I'm not. But he went out like a lion. I mean, he was a champion out there. He's being run around the court by a guy 15 years younger than him. And he never did anything but play hard and play well. I think Sinner missed more shots than Djokovic. Djokovic kept the ball in play all the time. I mean, good for him. Good for him.
But I think there must be some creeping sense, though, that we're close to the end for Djokovic. And it's not because he looked like he wanted to give up. It is not the case that he rolled over. You're totally right about that, even as I am unsurprised to hear you say that you respect someone way older than someone else giving a real effort out there. I appreciate the thin psychoanalysis I may be tempted into right now. I am also, though, going to observe that what we're getting with Alcaraz and Sinner, Tony, is this next generation in the present tense.
Yes.
And that's what's astonishing here, is that Sinner is the top-ranked player. Alcaraz might be better. Alcaraz might be the guy. And again, we're on to a conversation now that Djokovic crashed, right? Djokovic was the latecomer, so it's not, of course, settled what this is going to be, but that's what I'm so impressed by. We're getting this stuff at that age, 22 and 23, today.
There's a complicating issue, and that is the drug test on Sinner and the suspension of Sinner for having had a masking agent at one point. And a lot of people in tennis, go, well, what is going on here? And I think that's out there. The other thing is, did you see his outfit today? He looked like somebody dressed him from the Little Rascals from 70 years ago. Like, what? What was that outfit? That was weird. But he's really a good player. He's really a good player. Let's move to the College Softball World Series, where last night, Texas Tech evened the series to 1-1 with a winner-take-all game tonight. Texas Tech lost game one when their great pitcher, Nigel Kennedy, couldn't execute an intentional walk, and the Texas batter hit what was intended to be ball four for a two-run go-ahead hit. Last night, Kennedy was back on the mound, got a strikeout to end it at 4-3 with a tying Texas run on third. When asked if Kennedy would pitch again tonight, Texas Tech coach Jerry Glasgow said, and I'm quoting here, on one condition, if she's breathing, unquote. Pablo, do you like Kennedy and Texas Tech's chances tonight? You like them?
I love those chances. I love that quote. It reminds me of what Mike D'Antoni said during Linsanity, if I may refer back to my own journalism here. I'm going to ride him like he's friggin' Secretariat. That is what you do when someone is on a hot streak like this. And the irony of the hot streak, of course, is that the only reason it seems that they lost game one was because she's so good at pitching that she didn't know how to throw ball four intentionally. And that was, of course, this amazing clip from that game. But what we're seeing right now is somebody who is going to pitch every plausible inning because she got paid $1 million a year in NIL, Tony. That was how I first learned of her, to do exactly this.